Long before the MilSim genre was as established as it is today, with games like Armored Assault 3 and Squad, we had the simple first-person shooter, where we all first learned how to swear. We all learned that some people, while older than us, are as scary behind a microphone as our parents. We cried, we laughed. A simpler time, when the military shooter game genre was as simple as you die, you respawn with a gun. Right back into the action with no direct drawback to you or your team. Then, games strove to become more realistic as game development advanced. We had real-world soldiers collaborating to help game developers, and thus the MilSim genre was born. MilSim, short for military simulation, is a more hardcore take on your classic shooters like Call of Duty and Battlefield. It implores you to operate in a squad and take on various roles and fulfill the needs of your own comrades to complete a common goal. Arma 3 was the first game to show me that you don't naturally heal in the army, you need an IFAC, a combat medic, medivacs, and medical detachment. Then it was BRM5 to a lesser extent. The general take on BRM5 has been bridging the gap between MilSim and a casual shooter. MilSim is generally regarded as a more skillful trade, while casual is just meant to let you blow off steam. Meanwhile, BRM5 switches between two different genres of
Yeah, I just gotta.
I died. I see him.
So first off, I want to state the obvious before I delve into what is inevitably going to be a biased opinion on factions, as I myself am a faction leader and have associated with factions where I have been various ranks ranging from junior infantry all the way up to divisional head and high command. Naturally, all these factions I've enjoyed my time in and I consider them to be a big part of my BRM5 gameplay, hence why I say my opinions on factions are undoubtedly biased. Factions have existed essentially since the dawn of BRM5. Groups of players had banded together to roleplay their favourite units, and BRM5 excelled in giving these players the creativity to unite others under a common banner, build a community around their favourite real-world entities, or even create their own fictional groups, all with the goal of raiding the enemy AI on Ronograd and building their own stories. The oldest factions have since shut down, with prime examples being the JG SDF, ACOI 1st Battalion 10th Special Forces Group, and USA SOC, and there are no known remnants from the 2019 era as a whole. The first faction that I could find that is still active is Blackout, active as of 18th of May 2020. With limited research, this would make Blackout the oldest single entity faction in the game that is still active today. Notable factions today include Blackout, Timberwolves, Tenacity Contractors, Krieg, the RIA, Juno Group, Virtue Security Solutions, and PDF 6th Cavalry Company, whilst notable factions that have since shut down include the UKSF, SFSG, SASR, RUSOF, and SIC. Shadow Intervention Corps, SIC, is the most recent to disband of the bunch, and this only came to me as I was recording from a source that has opted to remain anonymous. I will issue a warning ahead of this section with a timestamp for you to skip to if topics relating to sexual harassment may upset or offend any viewers. The source, as they will be referred to, came to me on Discord regarding the reasoning to SIC shutting down, which was news to me. Allegedly, one day a member from an SIC affiliate faction, Task Force 1949, who is a legal adult, messaged a minor in SIC sending them full nude images. When confronted, the adult in question claimed that SIC was, quote, full of creeps that were hellbent on getting TF 1949 in trouble. Where it gets confusingly worse, the news spreads to the biggest faction assistance community, FACPROF, who somehow defend the accused who sent nudes to a minor while drunk, even if SIC argued that the female sending nudes was the problem. Eventually, word spread to Platinum 5 staff as well, who then requested that Shadow Intervention Corporations cease as a faction entirely to protect the official status of Task Force 49 in the Platinum 5 community. A second piece of faction drama I picked up was from another anonymous, albeit this time different, source, which involved Tenacity Contractors' intelligence division having an alleged secret Discord server or channels, as every intelligence member has O2 permissions and authority, which comes under scrutiny when no one but intelligence is allowed into these channels, and these members are regularly seen breaking Tenacity Contractors' rules. Without the drama though, BRM5 factions are a great way to enjoy the game if you are over the age of 13 and on Discord. Factions regularly host in all time zones and hail to certain organisations or countries, ranging from the Scots Guard keeping the peace in Great Britain and abroad, to a PMC split away from NATO to operate semi-independently. There is literally a faction for everyone, as these factions have their own uniforms, weaponry, tactics, RGE maps, and op-4 groups for you to combat against. An example I'll give to plug my own faction is the first Virtue Security story arc, where the POD pushed NATO back several times on Ronograd before a swift offensive conducted by Virtuous operators cornered the POD in the eastern part of the map. Then, a combined Virtuous NATO assault from the air and land commenced and secured the POD's main bases, forcing them into the ocean, where any remnants fled to the Middle East, thus beginning the second story arc, where Virtuous are, at the time of writing, combating an Islamic insurgency in Jordan circa 2025, spearheaded by anti-Western sentiments of which the POD remnants are a driving force. BRM5 is, as I said, bridging the gap between a tactical, realistic first-person shooter and your average Call of Duty lobby. So, how can you make it MilSim? First, you need to have friends. Just gather a group of friends together and raid a location. Look at how militaries move, how they communicate, who does what role. All this is crucial to actually replicating a MilSim. But you can only do so much yourself. What does the game do for you to replicate your own MilSim? Well, quite a bit. Blackhawk has a plethora of weapons ranging from the British SA-80 platform to the American Mark 18 carbine to Russian Kalashnikov rifles. Assault rifles, shotguns, snipers, you can fulfill a wide variety of roles. Rifleman, pointman and reconnaissance. That, coupled with a wide variety of weapon customization, player uniforms, plate carriers, helmets. Want to be a French operator from the 1RPIMA? After a while you might get bored and want to take it back to early 2000s private contractor. Then, maybe after dinner, you can play as a member of the American Marine Raiders. There is pretty much a theme or a group for you to replicate no matter what you want to do, owing to the wide variety of assets available to you in-game. So go for it. Just don't say over and out on the radio or I will find you. Obviously, BRM5 still has an arcadey enough feel to it to make it fun. Even when Virtuous did events on BRM5 we had a laugh because the game allowed you to be as serious or as casual as you want. So, with BRM5 ascending to what is being called Gen 4, it begs the question, will the game become more MilSim or casual? To be honest, I think it will stay as it is, the movement being overhauled to include sliding perhaps caters for a more casual playstyle. However, greater customization to uniforms, including changing gloves, boots, shirts, trousers, will be a feature no doubt welcomed by the MilSim community of BRM5. Likewise, being able to access a minimap, improvements to the squads, and the addition of the FMTV truck and rumoured UH-1Y Venom would play right into the MilSim community. New animations, improved vehicle customization, and a better options menu would perhaps be an addition targeting both sides of the spectrum. Also, Avatar, yeah, that is welcome too. So, to close this off, because I'm running out of Black Ops 1 spawn themes to use for all the introductions, I think BRM5 is a good springboard for MilSim communities to start off on, or you could even stay on one if you want, and it can definitely hold its own as a MilSim game, while having the casual aspects of PvP. Also, yeah, this is my face now, I'm aware I look like a castaway I haven't shaved in weeks. Also, my headset microphone sounds like one from 2009. So, in the spirit of Black Ops 1 being a nostalgic as hell game, I'm going to use this microphone for the outro. If you like this video, let me know if I should do it again, because I like talking to myself in my room like a schizophrenic animal. But, naturally, I would like to do a video like this again, so if you've got a game that we should do a video on, like, is it a MilSim game, is it shit, give me a shout, and I'll try and do it in the comments. So, thank you all for watching, and listen to the voices in your head, they're right. No, I'm not inciting violence.